Alanna Vizonni. Welcome to A Very Nice Day. I'm so excited to have you. How are you?
I'm amazing. It's so nice to meet you in person. We were saying like before we started recording that this is the first time we've met in person, but It does not feel that way. Like I was like, oh yeah, I'm going on my friend's podcast.
Correct.
My mom was like, oh, do you want to get lunch today? I was like, going on my friend's podcast, and then I have plans. Like
I'm really busy. Sorry, Mom. And we had to shut ourselves up before. I was like, we need to shush.
Save it for the pod.
And save it for the podcast because there was already a lot going on.
Jersey girls just know.
Real recognized real.
They really know.
Jersey recognized Jersey. 100%. I'm so excited to have you on. And thank you for making it work short notice before we lose you to Boston.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited for you. But
thank you. And I'm sad. I'm still like processing it because I'm like, oh, when I move, like so much will change. I wouldn't be able to do stuff like this so easily, but it'll be good for me. I need the change. I need to put myself out of my comfort zone. And someone said something like, you can't heal in the home you were sick in. And that really like stuck with me. I know. It makes me like, it gives me full body.
Stop giving me chills. I've been with you for literally 7 minutes and I've had chills, like actual visible chills twice already.
Oh my God. Yeah, I have full body.
That is, that's a perfect segue because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Mm-hmm. And I want to have you on to talk about so many things, but I was telling you again before we had to shut ourselves up how incredible I think your story is and how important it is for women to hear, and the demographic of this podcast and the listeners of this podcast are women in their 20s, early 30s. Yeah. And 1 in 8 women will be affected by breast cancer. And I don't want to, like scare people or make them fearful or heighten any like health anxiety that people I feel like already have and are WebMDing every single day. But at the same time, there's a way to have this conversation and share your story without it being frightening and just being educational. And also, like, I sent you a voice note yesterday. I was like having to stop myself from crying
laugh and cry
because I'm so proud of you and how your perspective on life just remains so bright.
Thank you.
When you could easily have like fallen into a really dark place. And so we're going to leave on happy notes.
Always.
But I want to start by first, like, I always just like to say, who the fuck are you? Like, who are you? Like, outside of all this, who are you?
I don't know. That is a hard question to answer.
Yeah, it is. But like, where are you from? Where'd you go to school? What were you doing before TikTok? Because that's how I discovered you, is TikTok.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously.
So I'm from Bridgewater, New Jersey, Jersey girl. Slay. I went to the University of Delaware.
UDel.
Yeah.
What does it what's the
Fighting Blue Hens.
Fighting Blue Hens. Go Hens.
Go Hens. So after school, I worked at Barstool for 5 years. I was a podcast producer there. So I'm like, ooh, I'm on the other side of the chair. This is kind of fun. I actually left. And you know what's so crazy? When I left, I said to my fiance, who I met at Barstool, he works at Barstool. He does
Mike.
He does the hockey show there, Spittin' Chicklets. So I said, I really want to like talk about things and be involved in something that like matters, because not to say that like, like just girl talk, like that's what I kind of worked on before, podcasts that were like girl talk, which and I love that, love. But I was getting older and the conversations were kind of, about like sex and stuff, which I think is great. And there's a place for it. But I just felt like we had a platform. We weren't really doing something with it. I wanted to do something more, which I think about now. That's kind of crazy because I'm like in this like breast cancer awareness world. Yeah. So it's like, I mean, I wish it didn't happen that way, right? But I did say that, so watch what you manifest.
Right, you're like, I wish I didn't have to get cancer for that to actually
for my dreams to come true,
to happen. But it is interesting how like you had that kind of feeling, and then you're sitting here today, a survivor, and talking about it.
Yeah. So I feel like that was always in me, that I wanted to. Like I always felt like I had a bigger calling. I think so. I left. I started working at a fashion startup for like a year, and in that time, so this is now November of 2023, my fiance, then boyfriend, found a lump in my boobs. So that's like really common actually, is like women our age, if like their lump is discovered by their partner, because you're not doing self breast exams really. I mean,
right. Well, we hope after this podcast you will be.
Oh,
but
Like, seriously.
But that makes so much sense that the person perhaps
that's feeling you up is like, what the fuck is that?
Right.
And, you know, I'm like, it's nothing. Then I go in the bathroom and I'm like, what is that? It felt like kind of like a unripe blueberry, so hard but not like a tape, not like bone. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And
a rubber ball. Maybe.
This will be a TMI episode, as all of them usually are. But which boob?
The left.
The left.
Left inner quadrant.
Okay.
Quadrant. Yeah. That's like November, right? I put it off. He's bothering me about it. I really want you to go get that checked. I mean, cancer never crossed my mind. I mean, maybe like 2% chance. Like I wasn't like, oh my God, that's a cancerous lump. I need to go do something about this. It was just like, oh, maybe I have to get something removed.
Right.
So my gyno was like, it's just a fibroadenoma, which is a fatty lump. And I'm like, word, like amazing. Go to Thanksgiving. It's funny because when I left that doctor's appointment, I saw my cousin on the train who was coming to Thanksgiving at my parents', and I was crying. And now I was like, well, I just went to the doctor because I thought he's a boy. I thought I had a lump in my boob and blah, blah. And so everyone knew after that about the mysterious lump in my boob.
And when you went to the mysterious lump in your boob, the whole family knew at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
When you went to the doctor, did they do just like a breast exam on you?
Just a breast exam, which is funny because I'm like, okay, I already felt the lump. Like,
right.
I don't need
you to feel it too.
Again. So, but she did write me a prescription for an ultrasound and was like, if you feel compelled, you can go get an ultrasound, but I think it's just a fibroadenoma. So, okay, I go through Christmas, New Year's, bopping around. So in January, I swear to God, I'm having like dreams about it, like premonitions. Like, I don't know what it was. Like all of a sudden it was like just a mental fixation on it at all times.
A gut instinct that
like,
was like
I'm being
coming
awoken
through to you
in
your
my
sleep.
Yeah. So I'm like, I need to go get this ultrasound. So that's like the end of January. They gave me issues about my prescription, blah, 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 blah. They want a biopsy. I'm like, oh shit. So the second time I go back for the biopsy, the nurses were different. And when I left that appointment, I was like, I'm fucking scared. You know?
Yeah.
The first ultrasound, I wasn't that scared because they were just like, they also said the same thing. It doesn't look that concerning, blah, blah, blah. The second time, they're like in my lymph nodes and they're not talking to me.
It's more thorough.
Yeah.
For someone who is ignorant to this process, like what is a biopsy in comparison to an ultrasound?
Ultrasound is like literally, you know, like for babies.
Right.
You know, that
they're
thing.
Like putting the little thing around you.
Yeah. And you see it on it literally looks like a baby.
Yeah.
Like on the screen. I'm like, oh, that's my cancer. A biopsy is literally like a hole punch into it's like a long needle hole punch. They call it a punch biopsy, and it takes like a little sample of your skin.
Into the breast.
So I have a little tiny scar there. Still,
okay.
It's like, you know, super small, but it's like a whole punch of your tumor.
Yeah.
And they called me 2 days later, 4:30 on a Friday evening, and was like, so fucked up. They
Weird
go,
timing.
You have breast cancer. We'll call you on Monday. Oh, so I'm dying. Because there's no cancer in my family. I mean, my grandfather had lung cancer, but he smoked like a pack a day. So that was just like a different situation. No one had breast cancer in my family, let alone like my age, young. So I'm like, oh, I'm dying. Like, so interesting. My best friend from home actually is BRCA positive, which means you are very susceptible to breast cancer. And if you get it, it'll be more aggressive. Mm-hmm. So in January, she had sorry if I'm like talking so fast.
No, I'm literally,
okay, are you dialed?
By the way, when people talk fast, that's more my speed.
Okay, good.
That's more my speed.
I'm glad. Okay. So Becca, my best friend from home, just had a mastectomy. So she,
preventative
mastectomy, and it was like, you know, it was a very heavy thing. So here I am with actual cancer. So my friend group has like just gone through that. Like we're there for her, like holding her hand, you know, getting her through it. And 2 months had gone by, and now I have cancer. And like it was just like, so I called her immediately, and she knew I was waiting for the biopsy, and I was like, I couldn't even speak. I was dead. Yeah, I was dead silent on the phone, and she was like, we'll be there in 10 minutes because they lived down the street. She said the walk, it's my two best friends, they live together. They said the walk to my apartment was completely silent. Like they didn't say one word. And then Mike called my parents and was like, you need to come to our apartment. We need to tell you something. And my mom said that on the way there, they were like, please tell me she got fired. Please tell me she got fired. Like, they had no idea. Like, time had gone by at this point. No one was thinking about my lump. And I didn't bring it up again because I was like, if something happens, I'll tell them. Otherwise, it's not worth worrying everyone.
Right.
And my brother also came over. He lives in Hoboken as well. So that was really hard. The first night telling people. Right. Telling my inner circle, like, I have breast cancer was hard. And we just drank like 10 bottles of wine.
I can't even imagine getting a phone call like that from my best friend.
It was so,
especially after getting a double mastectomy. Like, by the way, this is a safe space to cry. Like, I mean, I've had full body chills basically this entire time. So
the hardest part about that first week was telling everyone, because it was like, I'm the oldest sister. I am like the friend that you don't have to worry about, So having to make like several phone calls was the hardest part, because it was like I was breaking everyone's heart. It makes me cry.
No, I'm really like sitting. I told myself on the way here, I was like, I'm going to be probably the most present I've ever been during a recording with a guest, because like
it's so intense.
I can't not put myself in your shoes and like try to feel the way that you would be feeling in those moments. And this is a weird question to ask maybe, but how did you decide who to tell? Like, I in those moments, like, I almost feel like I would need to like call every single person in my life, but I can also imagine that there might be a part of me that's like, what the fuck do I do? Like, do I tell everyone? Do I just like wake up tomorrow and hope that this was just like a nightmare? How did you decide like who to share that with?
Well, so I went through the weekend and I got my doctor's appointment at Robert Wood Johnson on Monday. Mm-hmm. So they express past me through everything. Like, the next week I was in surgery. So that's like not normal. It's because I'm so young. So after I had the first appointment with my surgical oncologist, like 20 minutes into the appointment, Mike and I are sweating. Like, I think I'm dying. You know what I mean? I don't know what anything means. And Mike just goes like, so is she gonna be okay? And my doctor was like, yeah. Like, I was like, oh, so I'm not gonna die. She was like, no, wait, what? Sorry, I should have led with that. And I was like, oh my God.
Like, please call me and say like, you have stage 2 breast cancer, but you're not gonna die.
Right. I was like waiting for her to give me my like sentence, like my like. And she was like, what are you talking about? You're gonna be fine. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? So after that, I was ready to tell the people I needed to tell. So I told my Nona, and I knew that would cover my entire family because she's a gossip. Right. So I'm like, okay, that's good.
She's the leak.
She's the
rat.
Leak. Yeah. She's the leak. So after I told her, there was no going back. And then I invited my girlfriends over for dinner. Mm-hmm. And I told a bunch of them then. There's a few people that I still, and then other people I called and I FaceTimed them. And I was just like, I have to tell you something. Don't freak out. Everything's going to be okay. I went to a doctor. I have a plan. But I have breast cancer. That was hard. That was like fucking hard.
So hard. But by the way, I just want you to know, even the way that you just expressed that, like, I know that you're the friend that no one has to worry about because there's like different types of people, right? Mm-hmm. Like I have my more sensitive friends, my friends who like constantly think the world is crumbling, constantly think that they're like sick because they have like a weird like pain in their right thumb. Like, you are the friend that no one has to worry about, which are oftentimes the people who really actually need the most checking in on, just in general. Like,
and I found that out later as the journey went on. I mean, for context, if this gives you any like peek into who I am, when I broke my leg skiing like a few years before that, and I went to like Memorial Day weekend when the world opened up again, I went to the Osprey in a walker. So like, I'm just like, I don't let things hold me back.
You're like, don't worry about me. Like, I'm in my walker. I'm
going
to
the bar.
Yeah.
Like, I had to.
I'm obsessed with you. Can I also just, to take us back to January, when you were prompted to go back to the doctor after just thinking this was, just a fatty lump.
Yeah.
I know you were having those premonitions, nightmares. By the way, what's your sign?
I'm a Pisces, Leo rising, Aquarius moon.
Okay. Do you ever have other psychic-y things? Like, or are you just very connected to like your...
I think I'm in tune with my body.
Yeah.
Like I can ignore things that I feel like are just silly, but also, you know,
take things seriously when necessary.
Okay, something's wrong, something's different, you know.
Like
you kind of have to know your baseline, like, and now I know that more than ever. It's like you really need to be in tune with your baseline.
100%. Did you have any other symptoms aside from these?
Like premonitions?
Yes.
It's so hard to say. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I think at the time I wouldn't have considered it a symptom. And it's like, did I notice that after? Or was this years ago? But I do remember sometimes feeling like an electric pulse, like coming from my chest, and thinking it was my lungs. But now I'm like, I think it was my breast. Because people say that kind of like if it's like by nerves, it kind of shoots your, you know, nerve.
Yeah.
So it's like an electric pulse. I don't know how to explain that. And then I couldn't sleep. But like my symptoms were not, it's more comfortable for me to say I had no symptoms, you know?
Yeah. The reason that I ask is also because I feel like when I hear people's stories about breast cancer compared to different types of cancer.
Yeah.
Breast cancer in isolation, when I hear those stories, really the only thing, and this is not a blanket statement and like just the stories I've heard, is the only way that people figured it out was because they had some sort of lump.
Yes.
But they didn't have any other symptoms, like whereas, you know, Hodgkin's lymphoma, like all these and other types of cancer, you hear people like they're having crazy night sweats, like they're really fatigued, they have like no appetite, there's like random chronic pain in their joints. Like this is like the one type of cancer where I feel like people were kind of just going about their normal lives. Unless they had felt it, they would have been able to continue going about their normal lives.
That's what's scary about it. It's like people only die from metastatic breast cancer because if it stays in your boob forever, it won't kill you. You know, it's just fatty tissue. So when it spreads and it like kind of metastasizes to places like and takes over, that's when people die.
Right. Like that metastatic
means stage 4 means it's spread to different parts of your body. Yeah.
And the only way you can really get ahead of that, I suppose, is by catching it early.
Yeah, but so the difficult part about like this whole journey is like it's never over. I'm going to be living in fear for the rest of my life that it's going to come back and it's going to be stage 4. You know what I mean? And that's scary. It's never a guarantee. So I did all the things. I did the mastectomy, the chemo. I don't know if people can tell, but I have clip-ins in. My hair is really short. I feel like it looks really cute though.
No, your hair looks fucking phenomenal, which we're going to talk about the hair too, because hair is a huge part of identity, and that's like another part of your journey that I've been so invested in.
Sometimes I feel like vapid caring about that so much, but it means so much to me. You know, it's like your whole identity. If somebody like, what if someone came up to you in your sleep and shaved your head?
No, like, it's not vapid in any way, shape. It's like being in a feminine body. Like your hair feels so. It's such a part of your identity. It's such a part of the way that you look in the mirror. Like I feel like it's a lot of times like the first thing I look at in the 100%. Mirror. So you're not at all vapid for feeling that way. So January happens. You get the biopsy. You get the call. You then find out you're not dying, which is amazing news, but you've made those calls to your family and friends. You go back to that doctor's appointment. What happens from there in terms of like a course of action or a treatment plan?
Yeah. At first, I was just going to get a lumpectomy, which is the tumor removed. And also my really amazing, brilliant, sexy plastic surgeon, Cyrus Lagmani, that works, he's in the West Village. Louis Vuitton suits, like back hair, like exactly who you want to do your tits. Like
sexy.
He is like just hilarious. When he walked in, I was like, correct, yes. Let's go.
Understands the assignment.
I didn't need to see anyone else. I was like, he knows a good tit. So the plan with him was he wanted to also give me a nipple sparing reduction to help save my nipples. So basically, the first surgery could have been my mastectomy. I wouldn't have been able to keep my nipples though.
Okay.
So he was like, we have time, and if you want to, we could do this extra surgery, a lumpectomy and a reduction. So you could save your nipples, heal, and then we'll do the mastectomy later. most people probably wouldn't have done that. It's a special case for me. I don't know. Like, my nipple placement wasn't ideal for the mastectomy implants for some reason. He said they were slightly low. I felt like that was important to me to keep my nipples because they get hard. I have sensation. And I know, like, my best friend Becca didn't get to keep her nipples, and that's been hard for her.
And mastectomies, when they remove,
they carve you out like a pumpkin.
And then often, I mean, I imagine in most cases, then people get an implant to fill it.
Yes.
Okay.
So I have an implant in both.
Okay.
But it's like no tissue is covering the implant like a traditional implant. It's like implant skin.
Implant skin. And in the case of mastectomies, people don't usually get to keep their nipples?
I would say most of the time, no. Most people that have mastectomies don't have their nipples. I don't know why. I don't know why I was a case that they felt I could keep them if I did this extra surgery. I think it has to do with where your tumor is as well. Like, mine wasn't close to my nipple, really. It was like kind of closer to my, like, it's like right here in my cleave. That was just when I tell these stories, it's like, and when you're in the world, you know everyone's different.
Yeah.
So people are always like, why did you get to do that? And I'm like, I don't know. That's what they came to me with, and I just went with it. So I did an extra surgery. At that point, my MRIs was all clear. It was just the one little lump.
So we just needed to remove the lump.
Remove the lump, and then heal mastectomy in the beginning of the summer, whatever. I'm down the shore healing from my first surgery, and I'm like, I just pounded like 10 gummies. I was like ripped. And my surgical oncologist called me, and she was like, so we actually found traces, like micro cells in one of your lymph nodes. And because of that and your age, we need to do chemo. And I was so high.
No, it's like, that's a nightmare high.
And I just didn't say anything. I was like, okay, I'll see you next week. Hung up the phone, and I didn't say anything to my fiance for hours.
You just disassociated.
Yeah, we were just like watching a movie. So later I was like, so
I have to tell you something.
So finding out I had to do chemo was harder than the initial diagnosis, because I'm like a snowball effect happened after that. I had to do egg freezing. I had to get a port surgically implanted right here. I have a scar from it. That's how they give you chemo. So that was another surgery. So froze my eggs, the retrieval surgery. A week later, I had this surgery. And then chemo starts.
What month is this, by the way?
Now we're in April. So my first chemo was April 30th.
All of this happened in the span of like almost not even 2 months.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
So my first surgery was 2 days before my 28th birthday, March 14th. I found out I had to do chemo a week later, immediately started the egg freezing process that took like 2 weeks. And then, that rolled us into like somehow April 30th was my first chemo. So I had to do 8 rounds over 16 weeks of like an aggressive chemo, ACT. My medical oncologist, like, my team is so funny. It's like this like handsome, sexy plastic surgeon. My surgical oncologist is like a mother figure. And then my medical oncologist, which is like the chemo doctor, is like this old Jewish man. So, and he loves data. So I love them as like my holy trinity. Like, they just round each other out like perfectly. And he was just like, I want to throw the kitchen sink at you because you're so young. I don't ever want to see you again, kind of. So I did like, ACT is like a very aggressive chemo.
What does the process of chemo in your case?
Yeah.
What did that look like? Like, are you going into the hospital every day, or do they I know sometimes there's things that they send you home with. Right. I know they had to insert that thing, but like, so do you have to be in the hospital all the time? Like, this is just, by the way, I'm also just putting myself in your shoes of like being 27 or freshly 28 and like losing your breasts and then finding out I have to do chemo.
Yeah.
And then your thoughts going around, like, and then dealing with.
Yeah, it was awful.
Like,
I like really disassociated at this point.
How could you not?
Yeah, I was like, I felt like I wasn't in my body. You know what I mean? And I was just like, I had blinders on to August 6th. That was my last chemo. So for 4 months, I was just like kind of in a state of like a countdown every morning, just like waiting for the day to end. It, like, that's how it felt. It was awful.
Yeah.
But how it works is actually, it's different than you would expect for breast cancer. Other cancers are different. So every other Tuesday, I would go into the hospital and get an infusion. So they would put in that port I mentioned a big needle inserted, and it's like an infusion. It's like getting an IV, but it's the medicine is so strong it could like really damage your veins. That's why they do the port, because the veins up here are stronger for chemo. So basically you're just getting an infusion. So my first chemo, I was like, this is chemo? I was literally sitting in a chair like that. We had snacks. Like, it was fun.
You were big chilling.
I was like, oh my God, this is like nothing.
Yeah, like, I know, like, ball. Whatever. It's good.
Yeah. I did the cold capping. I'm like, okay, it's cold. People were complaining. I'm like, so they say it gets worse as you go on, because your body develops like an aversion to the room, to the smell, to the colors, to the people's faces. Like it's so stressful on your body. It's like a PTSD response. So chemo itself in the infusion room, day one was fine. I went home, it felt like you had the flu for 3-4 days. And then by the weekend, because this is Tuesday, by the weekend I would usually be okay. And that following weekend I was okay. Like I had a pretty jam-packed summer last year.
Which is so impressive.
I was like, this is the only way I can get through it. Like, I was making plans. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was the one kind of trying to organize things.
You weren't isolating.
No. I mean, some days I got to be real. Like, there was days where I'd, like, didn't get out of bed, of course.
Right.
But the weekends, I really tried to, like, carpe diem and, like, get me through it.
Yeah, and, like, just surround yourself with people who are going to, like, make you giggle.
Yeah, and maybe not talk about it and,
Right, and feel, like, normal.
That I just wanted to feel normal.
Yeah.
But so as it goes on, you get sicker, more like aversions, like, so by the end I needed them to knock me out when I got in the room. Like, I needed to be like pumped with lorazepam and basically asleep, because I was panicking. Like, it's like this type of panic I can't, like, even, I've never felt that way before. Like, and I had nurses that I had become friends with that I had to ask to, like, not be part of my team anymore because their faces would make me sick. I know. I felt so awful because they were like my buddies.
No, it's just so crazy that's like how our brains will respond to a situation like that, is they'll associate
people like
with that.
I remember being out to lunch and someone was drinking a ginger ale with crushed ice, and it made me so sick I couldn't eat. I was done, because like part of it is they make you chew ice. This is like, this is so granular, but like,
no, I'm so interested in granular.
One of the side effects is like your mouth can get like fucked up, like sores.
Okay.
So the same idea of cold capping as like you freeze your head so the chemo can't go up there in your blood, and maybe it'll protect your hair better, is like with the chewing ice during certain infusions. So they make you chew ice or eat an ice pop to protect your mouth. So the thought of chewing ice, seeing ice was like disgusting. I couldn't look at ice in any form.
Yeah, it was making you physically ill.
And the cold cap was making, like, for so long, if like when the winter came around and like my head would feel cold, it would make me nauseous.
Because it would remind you. It was a subtle reminder. Being in that environment.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I got through the first half of chemo with like 90% of my hair. And the first half is the more aggressive medicine. So I'm like, I'm good. Like, I beat the odds. Like, I've hacked the system. I had beautiful hair. I did. So I'm like, okay, like, this is great. Like 2 weeks before my last chemo, my hair started literally falling out in like clumps all out of nowhere. My eyebrows were disappearing, and at first I was like, oh my God, I've been in the sun so much, my eyebrows are getting blonde. And my fiance's like, no, they're falling out, you dumbass. Like,
it's not funny. It's not funny, but you were like, okay. I'm like in the bleach.
I was like, oh my God, I'm a
brow
surfer girl.
Yeah, I'm like Julia Fox, like bleach brow trend.
She was like, they're falling out. There's like 2 hairs there. That losing my eyebrows was hard, and my eyelashes, because it's like, it just changes your face.
It feels like your face.
You don't realize how much it changes your face. I look at old videos and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even recognize myself. So hair fell out the last weeks of chemo and the weeks after. I had like 3 strands. I always say I look like Viserys from House of the Dragon. Like, I had like 4 strands of hair. And then 2 weeks later, was my end of chemo party. I was like, okay, I got to celebrate this. Like I had like a mentor that was like, you need to celebrate these moments. Even though you're
it's
not
monumental.
Yeah. And even though you're not done with treatment, like this is huge. So down the shore in Point Pleasant is where my beach house is. We rented a boat. We had a big party. Friday, the Friday of the weekend, like all my friends were staying at my house. My fiance proposed on the beach and like his whole family came down from Massachusetts. And it was just this whole crazy moment. Because I was so lost after. I felt so disconnected from just like girlhood and normalcy. And like I'm on TikTok and girls are crying because their haircut was 2 inches too short or the color was off. Yeah, and I'm bald. Like I'm bald.
Infuriating.
So it was just a really tough time. But that kind of like catapulted me into feeling like I could get my life back on track and like things are going to be okay. And then what else after that?
So let's round out this experience. So where are you at this moment after chemo, and where are you now as it relates to breast cancer?
So that was a year ago. After that, I had the mastectomy, the reconstruction. I had radiation. My hair is growing back. It's on track. I'm on like a hormone blocker for the next 5 years or so. Sometimes I forget to take it in the morning, whatever, sue me. It's hard. Like I'm trying really hard to like reorganize my life in certain ways. Like I don't have time for bullshit at all. Like 0%. Like I quit my job.
I wanted to talk about this too. Let's jump into that because this is like, I remember seeing that video of you making like a statement like I quit my job because I really I respected it so much because you didn't try to like just dance around it. You were like, I just went through this fucking life altering experience of going through breast cancer, getting chemo, losing my hair,
and you want me to care about
losing my tits, and you want me to respond to a Slack. Like I can't do that right now. So I'm quitting my job and I'm going to figure out what the fuck brings me joy again. And I love when people just say it the way that it is. And that was exactly, what other way is there to say it, you know?
I mean, like I didn't give a fuck. Like
how could you?
Point blank period. Like I literally didn't give a fuck. Like it was March, so it was like the year anniversary. I cried all day on my birthday. I just like couldn't handle the attention. And also the time of year. Obviously it was like the same month, like the timing of it all. And then that Monday I quit my job. And I had no backup plan. All I knew was I needed to find something that made me like that like fulfilled me in some way.
Right.
Made me happy, added to my life instead of subtracting. I already had so many things taken from me. I couldn't give anything else. You know what I mean? So quit my job with no backup plan. At this point I started kind of like making a little bit of money on social media. No, in no way like was it covered my salary, but my fiance was like, we'll figure it out. You know, like he knew, I think he trusted me, and I like the way I trusted myself that something would come. So doing a little social media stuff, and then I started making like wedding stationery. I don't know if you like, so I made my save the date, like I illustrated it, right? So then I made it
yourself.
Yeah,
I'll
show you.
Wait,
I show you.
Artistic queen.
Like, so that's why I went to school for art.
Okay.
Like / graphic design.
Okay.
So, and I was so lost from it, like just through the years of like corporate like
stuff.
So I was like really inspired by, like, I don't know, I just wanted to put myself into it. I didn't want to take engagement pictures because I didn't want my photo taken at this point. Like I wasn't ready to have professional pictures taken of me. So I illustrated it, then I made a TikTok about it, and some girls messaged me like, would you do this for me? Sure. It was like just fun. Kelly, like, I'm not even kidding. Like, my life is consumed by this now, and it's my job. Like, I'm making more money from it than I was before. So this is brand new. Like, I don't know how to.
Okay. I'm so happy.
And like, I'm doing.
And you fell into it. Like, you literally tripped and fell.
Yeah, and like, it brings
back
me
into
joy.
a thing that I love, that you loved, and that you lost a little bit of when, like, you know, this is just what happens when you go into corporate America and you're sending emails and you're like, I hope this fucking finds you well.
Yes.
Which, by the way, were you working while you were going through treatment?
I wasn't.
Because I would be.
No, I was like, I cannot. So I had the whole summer to kind of like
reflect,
touch grass, and like I would just like go on walks like all day and just think.
Yeah.
And then so that kind of led me to be like, I can't have this stupid job that doesn't give me anything. Like feeling, you know, it was so stressful. It was more stressful than what I was going through medically.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is crazy. So now I feel like it's very therapeutic for me. I'm dealing with brides. Like, it's very fun.
And cathartic and relatable.
Cathartic.
Like, you're getting married, which we're also going to talk about. Like,
yeah.
I'm so happy because I didn't know this, and I said I wanted to leave a little bit of room for me to like also just like catch up on your life.
Yeah.
This is the best, like, most full circle life.
It's
like
so
situation.
Exciting. Yes. It's so weird though, because I still don't know how to describe it when someone asks like, what do you do? Like an illustration artist right now? Like,
right. You're
a stationery designer,
a small business owner.
Yeah, I told someone yesterday I'm self-employed, and just left it at that.
Yeah.
So that was another thing. I was like, I never want another boss. I never ever want another boss. I need to be my own boss. I need to control my destiny. I need to have some sort of control in my life after losing all the control like so quickly. So I will figure it out. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. And the crazy part about it is, like, I hate to talk about money, but I'm making more money from this than I was in my old job. So that's really, really exciting.
You know what? Which, congratulations.
Thank
First
you.
of all, you deserve it.
Thank
like
you.
I said, you deserve every ounce of happiness and fulfillment and joy that comes your way, truly.
Uh-huh.
And not just because you had fucking cancer, but just because you're also an amazing, awesome person.
Thank you.
But money is, unfortunately, like, especially coming from the corporate world, there is really no other like data marker for us to like compare back to other than what you were making in your corporate job versus like what you're making now on your own. Like, so it is a small way to like keep yourself excited and motivated and know like, okay, I am heading in the right direction. And, you know, like being self-employed, like maybe there will be some years where it's like you're just hitting the mark of what you used to make or whatever. But it is unfortunately like the reality of life. We need money to live, and like you're making more than you were making in your corporate job.
More than I could have. I told Mike in the beginning, like, I just want to, you know, contribute to our household at this point. Like, I felt like a burden a little bit. I was really, really down bad. I could not work. Like, I just mentally was not there. So I was like, I just want to be able to contribute to the house. Like, I don't know. And like, this was mutual conversations. He was like, we just need like a little bit of income from you again. Like, it's just, you know, we'll figure it out. So now to be able to find something that like, it's like even more than that is like, it makes me like, I don't know. I'm like elated.
No, it fills me with joy.
I feel so free, like, because all I want now is just to like bring joy to my life, like, and like, you know, luckily there wasn't many like toxic people I needed to remove from my life. There was just, you know, things I needed to realign, and I feel like that's like my goal, and like that's what I'm doing, and like it makes it easier to feel like everything's gonna be okay after what happened, because I'm still struggling, you know, like I have bad days a lot. But I feel like I'm kind of regaining control
over your life.
Yeah. Which is like important. And like the move is like part of that. And like,
yeah. I feel like you're very in alignment. Like, you listened to your gut instinct about quitting your job. Now you're very full circle. Like, you found a way to actually like provide for yourself and your household that also brings you joy. You have social media as another outlet. Like, you're a voice, like you're using all of like your innately there qualities, like not like
I'm literally gonna cry.
No, seriously, like this is incredible. Like it just makes me so happy for you. And I also, this was not in my notes, but it sounds like you have an incredible support system.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about Mike for a second.
Okay. Yeah.
Because, and this was not in the fucking notes. Mike, I'm sure he has his flaws, but he sounds like a gem. And
he really
people don't really, I talk about this a lot with my friends who are getting married, or people who I talk to who are married. Like, it's very rare, and you don't really see it on social media. You just see people's like sick engagement rings, their like wedding photos, their engagement photos, whatever. Like, when people used to say that marriage is hard or relationships are hard, I used to be like, okay, well, one, I'll just be single forever. Like, fuck that. That changed. Obviously, I'm married now. But I didn't understand what they meant. I just assumed it meant that they like picked the wrong person.
Yeah.
But what it really means is that eventually, like, you're going to face adversity in life. Mm-hmm. Now, if one of you faces adversity or a challenge or something, if there's something going on in the family or at work or whatever, or with your health, that now also is something that you have to take on. Yeah. And I feel like people our age, in our age group, and this like social media, like especially like wedding obsessed, like relationship obsessed world, don't like get to see that or understand that. And this is just like such like an incredible example of a relationship that is going to go the distance because of how you guys handled adversity. Yeah. Like he showed the fuck up for you.
So like what you just said is something that like I always say too, is it's actually a gift that this happened before we were married, because I now know him in like the hard times. Like I feel like when you get married, most people obviously like you don't go through those hard things, and you're kind of just guessing and hoping that you've chosen a partner that will stand up and be loyal and, you know, do like be your rock. Like,
right.
I hate the term rock, but like literally be your rock.
Yeah.
Like they will be the person that's there when your parents die, when God forbid, like, because that's inevitable in life, you know what I mean? So like what kind of person and partner will they be? This awful thing happened to us, to our relationship. Like it happened to me, but like he lived it every day with me, which is like, yeah.
I love him.
Yeah. He lived it every day with me. Like no one else lived it like he did with me. Like he saw me every day. Mm-hmm. And like, so like I just know it, like it's like a gift that like I could see that with us. He's a masshole, like he you know what I mean, like he's like a dick, and like so the way he showed up, and like it's just I thought that he would be that guy, but I never thought it would be like this, you know, evident, and like he would come through like in the way
that he did. Because what you said before, people picture how you imagine how someone would show up in a really difficult, tragic, like life-threatening situation. Yeah. Most people like don't experience it until they're like 15 years, 10 years, 5 years, whatever, into a marriage, a legally binding agreement. Yeah. And so I completely understand what you're saying, as like almost choosing to view it as a blessing, because you got to really see and live what it's like to have him in that situation and the kind of partner that he is. And I bet that was like nail in the coffin for you of like, I want to fucking marry this man.
Yeah, because I mean, we weren't engaged when I got diagnosed. He could have left. And it happens. Like this lip gloss is getting like tacky on my lips. Ew.
We could do a white. I'm like we're just girls.
Like 1 in 5 women get like their husbands leave them when they get sick or something like crazy like that. So it's super common. Like when you're diagnosed,
makes me sick.
It's disgusting, and like it's something that they literally talk about in hospitals. Like it's like something they warn about. Yeah, the fact that he could have left, and like it was actually the opposite. He just like showed up so amazing. Like it. I feel like it's just, I hope people, not to be like, my relationship is perfect, because it's not.
No relationship
is perfect. But like, we fight. We just fought this morning about something stupid.
I fight with Andy all the time. Yeah, I'm like,
if
you're
he
breathing
puts his wet
wrong.
towel on the bed one more time, I'm going to literally.
No, like, that's mold. Get out of my face. Yes.
But like, the big stuff is what matters. Yeah. And like, does your relationship have those like big markers of success? And like, is he a good person? So like, it is a blessing that I think I know that about him now before, because it's just like, yeah, this is going to be easy. And now we're so excited for our wedding. I think this situation, unfortunately, because I remember when I first got diagnosed, I said to my friends that I feel like now when we get engaged, it's going to be this like sob story, like, oh, the cancer girl, she's engaged, which it is part of my story, right? Like,
yeah, but that's not how I see it.
Okay.
Which, by the way, I just want you to know, I need to meet this man at some point, because
you guys will get along great.
I just want to give him like the biggest hug and like potentially a kiss on the cheek. Like I love him. Him proposing that weekend. Yeah. I know that he was just sitting, by the way, in the hospital with you while you were getting treatment and thinking like, I've want to get a ring on this girl's finger, like, as soon as possible.
He, like, told all the doctors and nurses,
like,
he's like, it's happening next weekend.
Like, he was just sitting there thinking, like, I am going to, like, we are going to get out of this. We are going to get through this, and I'm going to marry this woman. And I want to just, like, that is so thoughtful.
Yeah.
To know that weekend was happening, the celebration of this huge marker in your journey, and then just putting that fucking cherry on top, putting that beautiful bezel ring on your finger that I literally copied and reset my ring because of you.
That's so hilarious.
And I just love him for that. Like, I don't care. Like, yes, he works at Barstool and has like a hockey podcast, and like, he's like a bro, you know, but he's a big mush for you. Oh my God. Like, I just know it.
And it's just, that was a crazy, crazy weekend, because I didn't expect that to happen then. It was so fresh.
How could you even have thought that?
And like, no little girl imagines that her engagement party is also going to be her end of chemo party.
Yeah.
But like, that was the reality of my life, unfortunately. It just it was such high emotions. Like, it was like, I can't express. I'm sure like the only thing that comes close to it is like your actual wedding day. Like, just like the outpouring of love, like in that moment. Like, I just like don't even have words for it sometimes.
I love him. I'm so happy for you. When are you getting married?
Next September in Newport.
I fucking love Newport. I got engaged in Newport.
Oh my God, really?
I love it there. At Gurney's, at like the lighthouse.
Oh wait, that's so we're getting married.
Wait, I love it there, first of all.
Gorgeous.
My husband's mom passed away a year or so before I met him. Aww. And his parents, when they first got married, they lived in Newport for like their first 2 years of being newlyweds.
Oh my God, that's probably
a
dream.
I had never been there. And so we like just went for the weekend. I was like in leggings and Converse and no makeup. Like, I thought we were just going to lunch on a Friday. I was like taking an hour off of work or whatever, and we got engaged there, and he like wrote me this whole thing about how his parents were like newlyweds there and whatever. So I fucking love Newport, and I'm so excited for your wedding content. Can I know the date? I'll bleep it.
It's September 12th.
Love.
Yeah. Which, I'm so excited. Like, I think we're just putting so much, like, our families are going like balls deep into this, because we're just like, we deserve this kind of like
100%.
The budget has blown. Like, I mean, we're inviting more people than I wanted, but it's just like a lot of people want to be there for us after what we've been through. So like I said, it's weird sometimes, like, accepting that's the reality of like our love story a little bit. It's like kind of, there's this layer of like, you know, sadness around it because of this. I don't even know if sadness is the right word.
Do you have shame about that? Not to put you on the spot. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to, I want to just dismantle it for a second because, and who am I to say this? Like, I've never had cancer.
Yeah.
But the reframe is there's just so much to celebrate about the two of you.
You're right.
Like, you go to these weddings and people are like, oh my God, my best friend's getting married. Like, I love her so much. She's been my best friend since kindergarten, whatever. There's just an amplification of celebration because there's even more to celebrate for the two of you. Like, and I have to be honest, I go to weddings sometimes, not many, thank God, but you know, sometimes you go to weddings and you're like, I'm happy for you guys. I hope you make it, you know? Everyone is like gonna sit down at your wedding ceremony and they're gonna fucking bawl their eyes out because they know this is in 10 years, they'll be at a vow renewal. There'll be a 20-year, a 30-year anniversary. Yeah. Like, this is a forever thing.
Yeah.
And there's certainty around that. And so I didn't mean to put you on the spot there, but the reframe that I have as an outsider is just that you guys have so much to fucking celebrate.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And so much love.
It is true. Like, it's hard for me sometimes, like I don't know. It's just, I just still can't believe it sometimes. So I'm like, oh my God, like what? But you know, like I feel like when people, like we'll be at another wedding or whatever and people will be like, I can't even think about your guys' wedding. Like I can't even, cause it's just a lot of emotion. Like there's a lot of trauma we all went through together. My friends, my family, him.
Your friends sound incredible. Your family sounds incredible. Like I'm obsessed with them. I don't know their names, but I love. Like if you're listening, I love you. You're a good friend. First class flight to heaven. Like
they like threw me. Like they were always trying to like throw me like celebrations and like just be there for me in the ways that they knew like would matter to me. Like they threw me like a surprise party when I was like halfway through chemo, I was just like so down in the dumps at that point. I almost didn't go. And I don't know what compelled me to just be like, yeah, I'll come. I didn't know it was a surprise party, so I almost didn't come. You know what I mean? But my friends were just like, Jersey people, loyal to like
fiercely loyal. Yeah, so, and show up in the tough moments, and a lot of tough love sometimes, like in like your day-to-day life, like shut the fuck up, like you're being too emotional, whatever, but like when times get tough, like they're there.
Oh yeah. And especially that's the kind of friendships I love, like don't like fuck with me here, but like be there when it matters.
Like none of my like core like friends in my adult life that I've made are from Jersey, and sometimes I think I startle them, but I'm just like, this is just how it is.
It's just the way. Yeah. It's just like, kind, not nice, I feel like is what people say. Like maybe we have a little like edge in the way we talk to each other, but I mean, loyal to a fault. Like will be there for you in ways that like, I don't know other people expect in their friendships. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my friends were incredible. And so were my parents, my brothers, like my aunt texted me every morning, like an inspirational quote she would find on Pinterest, which at the time I was like, oh my God, this is so ridiculous. But like, I think about that now. It was like just a small little thing to
brighten your day. To
brighten my day.
And a note that I also want to end on before we do, we need to do some sort of mock breast exam. Okay, because I think we need to make sure that the girlies are taking something away that they can do at home.
Yes.
But this is a loaded question. I want to acknowledge that.
Okay.
But like, what are some of the biggest takeaways that you have in terms of like how you look at your everyday life? Like I would imagine like an easy grab is like, don't sweat the fucking small stuff, but I feel like it probably goes beyond that.
I just feel like nothing is permanent now. Like I just feel like you can get through anything if you try, and like so I just feel like my threshold for like bad things, like dealing with bad things is like very high. Like inconveniences. What
I
mean, I love to complain, but like,
complaining's healthy.
But I don't know how to explain that feeling. Like it's just like nothing can bother me.
Like nothing can touch
in the
you.
Way it could before, and if it does, it's not in my life anymore.
Yeah.
It's literally not in my life anymore. So, and like that's not in like a toxic therapy way. It's just like I need to like walk towards the direction of things that bring me joy and comfort and positivity. So anything that doesn't give those things is just like not worth my time.
It's
and like
easier
I'm
to walk away.
Being like, I'll quit my job. I'll do this. I'll move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Decisions feel way easier to make now because I'm just like, whatever.
I feel like you have a gut instinct that's like hot or cold.
Yep. Like literally we woke up one day and we're like, let's move to Boston.
Done. That feels like a warm decision.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's just do it.
I love that.
Yeah.
You've been such an incredible guest.
Oh my
like
God, thanks.
this was I literally
great.
just I tapped my phone and I was like, oh my gosh, it's 2:05. Like
what?
I could keep going forever. Now I get why there are 2-hour recording options. So how can people do breast exams at home? Like what's the most efficient way?
So they say you should do it on the 1st of every month.
Okay.
Or
like set a calendar reminder.
Yeah.
Make it pink. Like do whatever you need to do to make it sexy.
On the 1st, yeah. Or you could do it the day after your period because basically like during your menstrual cycle, like your body changes. So it's like you have to do it on the same like time of the month. If that makes sense. So I do it on the 1st of every month just because. And they say that because you can't do it every day because you won't feel changes.
Right. You'll like numb yourself.
You'll numb yourself to changes. So you start like with your hand above your head. That's what I do. I think sometimes my doctor's like, do this and then go up, like do it twice because your boob changes when it's down or up. Yep, you know what I mean?
100%. So different.
So I just do it up and you start at your nipple and go around, like you're pushing into your boob, like counterclockwise, like around, all the way out, like a spiral, I guess. And you're just feeling for something that's like abnormal, like maybe like a patch of skin that's weird, a lump, like irregular textures, like just something that's like, what the fuck is that? And it doesn't match the other side. And then you got to go like in your armpit like this because this is where your lymph nodes are. So you kind of just like go over your breasts like that and then like up to your collarbone lymph nodes.
Okay.
And then you just do it to the other side, same exact thing. This boob is like harder than my other one because I had radiation on it, but like I know that. So like I have a chunk of scar tissue right here that is abnormal and different, but I know that that's my normal, so it's not a cause for concern, if that makes sense. And then you just go, same thing. Yeah, like it's like right there. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
And then you're done. It's just like feeling for something weird, something.
Would it hurt? Like, is that like a something to?
I don't know. Some people say it hurts. Some people don't. Mine didn't hurt.
Okay.
I think it's like it's supposed to not hurt generally, but it's hard to say. Like if it grew on like a nerve, it'll hurt. You know. So
yeah.
Generally they don't hurt.
Okay.
And it's weird because a lot of the characteristics, like that they say are breast cancer, mine wasn't. Like it was more, you can move it more.
Yeah.
They say if it's like a fixed, it's cancer, but mine, so it's hard to say. So it's just like if something is weird, you just should go get it checked out.
Yeah. So moral of the story, first of the month, do a breast exam, set a calendar invite to yourself, a little reminder, it just can be 5 minutes on the calendar.
Literally while you're in the shower.
And if you feel something that even makes you question it, just go.
I know that's hard. It's hard with people if they have like health anxiety, but like I'm telling you, like chemo's worse.
Yeah. like you're better off being proactive.
It's just knowledge, you know?
Yeah, knowledge is power. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm so glad I got you before you go to Boston.
Oh my God, I know. And I'm sorry we talked about cancer so much, but it's just like heavy.
I feel like it was important.
Yeah, I agree. Like,
and you have a really like incredible story, and hopefully someone is going to be like listening to this and they're going to do their breast exam, or maybe they're also just like they're really pissed off about something that's like kind of minuscule, and this will give them perspective that like I actually like it's fine that dinner reservation got canceled. Like there are way bigger fish to fry, which by the way, like it's okay to be pissed off, but like maybe like I like listening to things that give me bigger perspective.
Totally. Kind of grounds
on what matters.
And I think like I just want to say one more thing before we end.
Yes.
It's like when I first got diagnosed, I didn't see a path through. Like I didn't see a world where like my life would be normal again. And it's never going to be normal again. It's never going to be like it was, but like it's your new normal. Like you'll get through whatever it is that you feel like is like
in front of you. And there is like a world after that. And I think when I first got diagnosed, I couldn't find examples of that. It was like I felt so alone. And now I feel like I'm seeing more girls that have gone through what I've gone through, like online or whatever. And like whatever it is that you're going through, if it's cancer, if it's something else, like you create your new normal, and like that's what you can own. And like that's how I'm trying to live right now. Like I'm creating my new world. And you are embodying that. Yeah. And you are such a badass. I'm obsessed with you. Like
I'm obsessed with you.
You have a fan in me. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'll see you next week. And where can we find you?
TikTok and Instagram, Alanna Vizonni.
Alanna Vizonni. Amazing. Bye, Kit. But what? Am I okay? Did I just glitch? I just glitched. Okay. Bye. Love you so much. Have a very nice day. Mwah. I just glitched live.